thought it was
He's so
recording
nervous.
already. Oh, it's pretty thin.
This is the world market for Powercord is it's been divided into 4 regions. Okay, in North America they have an agency called UL, and for Canada it's CSA. Europe they have 9 different safety agencies.
Mhm.
The most important one is VDE. Japan is PSE. Australia, SAA. Okay, this is 4 major markets in the world. Today I'm going to go through North America with you first,
Mhm.
because if I give you everything at the same time,
Mhm.
you will get confused.
Mhm. So what
Okay.
does the ULs and CSA stand for?
UL stands for Underwriting Laboratory,
Underwriting Laboratories,
Uh-huh.
and that is a
Safety Approval Agency.
agency, okay,
Powercord, because this is life and death matters.
right,
So every Powercord got to have safety agency approval.
uh-huh.
So for North America, ULCSA, our product they have 2 conductors and 3 conductors. Okay. 2 conductors
And what is a conductor?
inside.
Uh-huh.
This is called 3 conductors.
Oh,
Okay.
so the electricity runs 3 places, runs?
No, this is a one. It's live, neutral, and
Mhm.
ground.
Mhm.
Green is always ground. This is 2
Ah.
conductors.
Uh-huh,
You can see only 2 wires.
uh-huh,
That's called 2 conductors.
okay,
Okay.
I see.
For 2 conductors, you gotta memorize this. We're talking about plug.
Mhm. And this is for 2 conductors?
Yes, I'm talking about 2 conductors now. Usually these 2 conductors plug looks like this. Or you can refer to looks like this.
Mhm.
Okay? It has a polarization.
Mhm.
Customer will ask you to whether they want to have a non-polarization or polarization. Okay.
Non-polarization.
The non-polarization meaning 2 pins are like this shape,
Mhm.
but one side is like this, called polarization,
Mhm.
polarized.
Mhm.
Usually this kind of 2 conductors plug normally is for consumer electronics use.
Mhm.
It's such as like a TV set
Mhm.
okay, or like a small appliance.
Mhm. I noticed that.
Yeah. So if the customer wants to have a polarization, we use a P instead.
Mhm.
This is how we form the part number. If you refer to our catalog, you can see all these pictures.
Mhm.
Before, EL451 is the most popular, but because of the shape is too big, use too much PVC, so Chen decided to push this one, EL451A, which is smaller,
Mhm.
smaller than EL451P.
Do you have a 451?
Now you look at the picture.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I cannot possibly find everything.
Mhm. 451. Oh, this is the 451A.
Mm-hmm.
It's 451C.
Yeah.
So this one's not too big, huh?
Yeah. 451C, people refer it as fat arbor. If customer call you say, I need to have a fat arbor plug, that's referring to EL451C.
Mm.
This EL451C we designed for Mr. Coffee long time ago.
Designed for coffee?
Mr. Coffee.
Mr. Coffee.
We no longer supply to Mr. Coffee anymore.
Okay.
Okay. And usually, the Y itself okay, the Y usually is use this one, SPD1, SPD2, SPD3 to go with this. Okay, SPD1, SPD2, SPD3 is like this,
Mhm.
like this kind of Y.
Mhm. That is.
NISPT1.
Uh-huh.
That is an oval shape, double insulation.
Uh-huh.
Right now, if you look at your radio
Mhm.
or your TV set,
Mhm.
power cable always come with this. Like the EL451A along with NISPT1 and NISPT2.
Mhm.
The oval shape,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm. Yeah. So it's like round on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like it's just oval shape, oval shape. Looks like let's see.
So it's usually for radios and TVs.
Yes, that is the UL requirement.
That's it?
Hmm?
Oh no, that's SPT1, right?
Yeah, that's SPD1. And SPD1, it has 18 gauge or 16 gauge or 14 gauge. Okay. For this kind of like a light duty application, usually people will go as far as 18, 16. Nobody will go for 14 gauge.
14 is too big, right?
Yeah, too big.
Okay.
So this 18 gauge is rated as 10 amp. For UL, always 10 amp, 125 volt. Equals 18 gauge. 16 gauge is 13 amp, rated as 13 amp, 125 volt.
Mm-hmm.
And usually 14 gauge is rated as 15 amp, 125 volt.
And what is amp and voltage?
Amperage and voltage.
Ampage, that's the maximum amount of ampage that it could carry?
No, that's UL standard,
Oh,
okay? That's UL standard. You don't need to ask this, you just memorize it.
okay.
18 gauge is 10 amp,
Uh-huh.
16 gauge 13 amp, 14 gauge 15 amp, 125 volt. You got to memorize it.
Okay.
That's UL standard,
Mm.
okay? So we call it two conductors plug, call it as NEMA 1-15P plug. If customer before you, I need to have a NEMA 1-15P plug, you automatically know this is two conductor plug, okay?
What's NEMA?
NEMA, this is, you look at the grocery.
Mm-hmm.
It's the North America Electrical, some,
National Electrical Manufacturers
Yeah.
Association.
yeah. That's the standard that we follow.
Uh-huh. 1 to 15,
1-15P,
1-15.
yeah. "15P" is called, P means plug,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Because it's not only this, then we will talk about, later we'll talk about the receptacle,
Mm-hmm.
the other end,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
How do we know if they want a EL451 that it's automatically NEMA 1 to 15?
All these are all NEMA 1-15P. So when you see the plug like this,
Uh-huh.
this is a NEMA 1-15P,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Okay.
NEMA 1-15P. And then we have another tool. This is also NEMA 1-15P plug, but it's designed to mold it with SVT-Y. It's round jacket, SVT-Y is round jacket.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And it also can be molded with SJT-Y. Depending on customer's request.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this tool can be molded with SPD-Y. Usually SPD2 or SPD3.
They can be molded?
Yes, because this design is for round jacket, but can be molded with a flat jacket as well.
you show us a flat jacket and a round jacket?
This is flat jacket,
This is flat
And this is
that's
round.
Okay, got it.
okay?
And NISPT1, those are oval
Yeah, oval
Jacket.
shape,
oval jackets.
yeah.
And SPT1, 2, and 3 are flat jackets, right?
Hmm?
SPT1, 2, and 3 are flat jackets?
Yes. And also, they can be molded with HPN. Chin does not HPN wire.
Mhm.
This is rubber. Chin does not produce this. They got to buy from outside.
Mhm.
Or XT. XT wire is for, you know what is XT wire?
No.
It's for Christmas light.
Oh,
That is called STY.
okay. So it's
Very
special.
thin, small, green usually.
Mhm. Do people order that sometimes?
No, because before, this is a XTY, that's Christmas light.
Mhm.
It's another industry.
Mm.
Before, we did it before, but no longer.
Mhm.
You just want to let you know, okay, there's a XTY exist.
Mhm.
Okay, HPNY it's just like this, like SPT2,
Mhm.
but it's made out of rubber.
Mhm.
This is PVC,
Mhm.
hard. And then rubber
Oh.
is softer
Mhm.
and resist high temperature, such as your toaster oven
Mhm.
or iron,
Mhm.
something that Powercord will touch the hot surface,
Mhm.
or the back of the surface is really hot.
Mhm.
So people always use HPNY
Mm.
instead of PVC, because the PVC will melt
Mhm.
once you touch it hot surface.
Mm.
HPN wire, rubber wire will not.
Mm. So do we have a lot of customers ordering HPN?
Before we have some customer order HPN,
Mhm.
but right now because it's our customer base is focused on the high-tech industry.
Oh, I see.
So high-tech industry, we don't, before, like 10 years ago,
Mhm.
we sell a lot of the like light duty, SPD2, SPD1
Mhm.
to some customers. But since those low-end products already moved to China,
Mhm.
so they are already direct buying from China.
Mhm. So mostly we use PVC.
Mm-hmm.
PVC wire.
Okay. A Powercord and corset, the basic concept is a Powercord is made out of a plug and a wire. That's so called Powercord.
Mhm.
And in the corset is a plug, wire, and connector. That's called corset.
Cord set.
Yeah,
And the other one is Powercord.
Powercord.
What's on the other end of the cord
This
set?
is called this connector.
Connector. And what's on the other end of the power cord?
This is called pigtail.
Pigtail.
Pigtail, customer will say, okay, either they want to have pigtail or blunt cut. Blunt cut is just cut it without this part.
Mm-hmm. Just cut.
This is called blunt cut.
Blank.
Blank.
Oh,
Blunt.
cut.
BLUNT. And then we can do pigtail for customer, if customer requests, or we can do terminal. We can add terminals, or even without terminal, just like this.
That's a terminals.
That's not terminal.
That's just pigtail.
Yeah, pigtail. Okay. Now the connector itself,
It's on page 15.
It's different though.
First,
Mine doesn't have connectors.
make sure it's connected here. You don't have it? See it? Wow, so many.
yeah. This is for designed for round jacket. Two conductors.
Two conductors. Designed for round jackets.
Yeah. So ink. EL707 is for extension cord, which we never sell these parts.
You never sell it?
No.
Is it illegal?
No, because of actually we are in Powercord business, but extension cord, this is another different business field. We hardly you produce to supply to our customers over here. They only who will buy that is like a Walmart, like Kmart, like a Home Depot. They buy that for end user, or Lucky or Safeway. You can see this kind of brown thing plumb extension cord. If you look at the picture, you will know.
Plum or black or white or Christmas.
Cause I know the fire department doesn't like people using extension cords anymore.
And then for these two conductors of plug NEMA 1-15P plug, usually people to go with EL713. This is what they call. This is all international standard. This is called IEC. C7. Okay.
What's that mean?
That is the IEC standard. Because a power cord, you have a connector. You need to ship your product to somewhere. Got to have an organization like IEC, International Electrical Committee, to make sure the connector can go to every country. To go with their receptacle. If you go see your laptop computer, it has a power supply. They usually either they have 3 conductors of IEC standard connector or 2 conductors. If the 2 conductors is called EL713, this is following to IEC C7 standard.
Oh, okay. That one. Oh yeah, that's how my laptop one looks.
Yeah. But for UL, our part number is 713C.
What's the difference?
Because of we use the EL713C to apply for UL safety approval. So once you use under that part number, you cannot change. And EL713, this is the same thing, but different shape. If you look at the page 29, only cosmetic looks different.
29?
Yeah. How come yours is different from mine?
This one don't have a 29P.
Yeah. 7EL713A, EL713. If you look at this UL, this is UL as well. Slightly, this is polarization. Can you see the difference?
The way that's shaped? The way this is shaped?
Yeah, this is called polarization. This is square.
Right.
This is square as well. This is polarization. Okay, this is non-polarized.
What does polarized mean?
Hmm?
What does polarized mean?
This, a bigger one. Do you know the purpose of this? Is want to make sure you plug into same one direction, because you all outlet. One is polarized.
Right.
Why? The purpose of the polarizing plug is to control motor turning direction. If you use the wrong direction, then your fan maybe when you plug in, your fan instead of pushing air out, becoming sucking air in. Okay? This is what polarization for.
Okay, got it.
So let's go back to EL710. Since this is connector, so we call it
R,
R stands for receptacle.
or connector?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
receptacle.
So connector same as receptacle.
Yes, you can say that. But only for this is EL710. We usually we don't call it like that. You can refer to this one. Actually, this is not a receptacle. This is 4x2. I made a mistake here.
Can I get my white out?
C9. This is the extension cord I'm talking about. 707, something like this. Okay.
C9,
Yes. This is under IEC standard.
international.
Yes. Okay.
What does the C9 stand for?
C9 stands for is a configuration like this.
Okay.
This is the OIC standard, and this is the NEMA standard.
So NEMA is only for the United States?
Yes.
Okay. I get it.
And later, I will go through all the plug and connector with you on the catalog, because some of the plug and connector I don't want to mention about it because I have been here for like almost 13 years. I never saw one piece.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you have idea about the cable, the wire, plug, and connectors, right? Any questions so far?
What does EL stand for?
No, this is Chin Chin's part number.
Oh, that's CC's part number.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay. No.
So this afternoon, I'm only give you North America Powercord product knowledge. Then probably either tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, I'll give you the other regions power course of knowledge, because I know you will get so confused if you don't digest it. This is only 2 conductors. Now we are going to go into 3 conductors.
So this is all just for North America.
Yeah, only for 2 conductors.
But with the IEC means it's good for international?
Yes, because they regularize the connector.
Ah.
Meaning this connector can go to all over the world.
Okay.
Then they can make a connection. Let's say if we Foxconn,
Mhm.
China,
Mhm.
produce Apple computer
Mhm.
to be sold to so many regions, to Japan, to China, to back to United States, to Argentina.
Mhm.
Got to have something to plug into the computer, right? Apple
Mhm.
computer.
Mhm.
That's why, because they have IEC standard, so they use those IEC standard connector.
Mhm.
So when the power cord gets to that country, everybody can plug into Apple computer
Mhm.
because of the IEC connector.
Mhm.
Everybody got to follow. Otherwise, if let's say UL has its own standard, then Canada has its own standard.
Mhm.
Everything we produce here, even we cannot ship to Canada, right? Because they cannot make a connection.
Mhm.
That's why it's important to have IEC standard.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Three conductor. We have plug EL, most popular, 302.
And these are still connectors, right?
This is plug.
Oh, plug.
Now we are getting into three conductors.
Uh-huh.
I suggest you open your catalog, turn to the page. It's got this part number. Sometimes if you don't look at the don't look at picture, it's difficult for me to explain.
Okay.
So the standard term is NEMA 5-15P. let me explain this to you. For UL, CSA, their standard for the plug itself, usually it's rated from, normally rated as from 10 amp to 15 amp, meaning 10 amp, 13 amp, and 15 amp. Usually this is the case.
Mhm.
Okay, so NEMA is 5-15P, meaning maxima this plug can take 15 amp.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
their maxima is 15 amp. Now, and the EL301, same as EL302. It's a NEMA 5-15P plug. But this is 301, this more. This is to design, to mold it with like a 14 gauge. 14 gauge wire. It's a thicker gauge. Okay?
Mhm.
Once in a while you will encounter this kind of situation. But sometimes they will use to go with 12 gauge. Even thicker.
Wow.
Yeah. Now very important one is EL304. If you look at the picture, that is called, people will refer it as a hospital grade plug
Mhm.
or green dot, because of if you look at the plug face, there is a green dot.
Mhm.
That's a hospital grade.
Mhm.
Okay. This is very important.
So they use it for hospitals?
Yes. If you go to hospital, you see the receptacle. There's a green dot as well.
Mm.
So they got to use this plug to go with that receptacle
Mhm.
or outlet. Okay. EL305, that is looks so similar with the EL302, but with a cold grip.
Mhm.
People use this one for the like a vacuum cleaner.
cleaners?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a EL306.
Mhm.
This is with a fuse, but this is not a very successful one.
Mm.
I just sold 200 pieces to Larry.
Mhm. Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Why is it? How come it's not so successful?
Look at this. One Powercord cost customer like $1.50.
Uh-huh.
Why? Because inside there's a fuse.
Mhm.
Why people would bother to replace the fuse?
Mm.
Even it's so difficult, and then that kind of fuse we cannot find it in North America.
Mm.
Doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
Okay. And then this is EL308, EL309, EL310. If a customer wants to have like 20 amp, okay, they will choose this one.
More power.
Yeah. Usually people, if customer want to use this, normally they will use to go with 12 gauge wire, rated as a 20 amp. And this one, 309, designed for 250 volt. and this one as well. These two.
So what kind of machines are these usually used for?
I don't know. We don't need to worry about this.
Okay.
Remember this.
Uh-huh.
We don't design Powercord for customers.
Uh-huh.
You got to ask customers to provide you the spec.
Uh-huh.
Because once you design for customer, you don't know what they are going to use on what equipment.
Uh-huh.
What if their equipment malfunction? You are liable for that. So we never design Powercord for customers.
Mhm.
We always want to get the spec from customers.
Mhm. Got it.
Okay. Of course, there are so many different locking type of the. Can I wipe this out?
Mhm. You have it there?
No.
You don't?
It's okay, it's just.
Look at EL 711, 311. These two are all rated as 20 amp. Okay.
Yep.
But this is all rated as 250 volt. This is L, meaning locking type. If you look at the picture, it's just plug in and then twist.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
That's
lock
why
in.
it looks like that.
Yeah, this is called locking type. We
So-
sell quite a bit to network appliance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so is Cisco.
So you can't pull it out unless you twist
Yes.
it.
Uh-huh. The purpose of this is, let's say you are running a 20 amp equipment,
Mhm.
and you don't want to have people walk through and then trip the wire
Mhm.
and then make it malfunction.
Mhm.
So people will use this kind of locking type.
I never seen it.
Of course, we have more of this, but that is only design, Chin design for one particular customer, such as EL313, EL314, 315, 317, and
I don't have
318. This is all designed for the special customer. I believe that is for generator purpose,
that.
a huge generator.
Mhm.
I will go through this with you later, one by one.
Mhm.
Okay, it's difficult to say, to tell you which one is what.
Mhm.
We got to go through catalog together.
Yeah, I need to get a new catalog. Mine doesn't have it.
Not this one either.
Which one?
Nothing.
What?
It must be an old one.
Pretty old.
Yeah, this is old. Let me see if I can find some. That is old.
Can you see me in the recording?
Don't show it.
No.
Turn it
Don't
over
move
to
it. No, just look and see if you can see me.
you're hiding. They won't see
Can you see me?
Huh?
Can you see me?
No, just Jeff.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we will focus on him.
Yeah. Is it still recording?
Yeah.
If they will hear our voice.
So we're safe. We're just voices. So are
Yeah,
you?
you guys need to use this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's too old.
Wow. Wow, look at that one.
Okay. You can find the information from here.
Mm-hmm.
Each one to go with what kind of wire here.
Mm-hmm.
It has the information and the voltage.
Mm-hmm. SJT, SJTO is the kind of wire.
Yeah. Basically, these three conductors plugs go with a round jacket wire,
Mm-hmm.
such as SVT. SVT, we only have a 18 gauge. Three conductors only. This is rated as 10 amp, 125 volt.
3C is three conductors, right?
Yes.
SVT.
You don't need to remember that. You only remember SVT
Mm-hmm.
or SJT.
Mm-hmm.
And we have SJTY. SJTY has some 18 gauge, 16 gauge, 14 gauge, 12 gauge. We have that approval. This 18 gauge, remember, all UL wires, always, 18 gauge always 10 amp,
Mm-hmm.
125 volt. 16, always 13 amp, 125 volt. 14 gauge, 15 amp, 125 volt. This one is 20 amp, 125 volt. But UL standard, the maximum voltage is for the wire is 300 volt.
So those are all 125, right?
Yeah, but the wire itself is max.
Mm.
Can stand up to 300 volts for wire itself. Do you know why they want to use a 300 volt as a max? Because some of the plug take 250 volt.
Mm-hmm.
So when the plug molded with wire, this wire is still good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And also we have so many like SJTO. What means oil resistance?
The O.
Mm-hmm. SJTW,
Water resistant.
water resistant. Not waterproof though.
Uh-huh.
Water resistant.
Uh-huh.
And there are some of the customers want to have SJTOW.
Oil and water.
Yeah.
Okay. SOO. What's that?
I don't know, Qingjian has so many, that this is hard to explain. Yeah, I will walk you
Later
through.
There's some, there's a spring and turn.
See, they have SJT, SJTO, SJTOO, SJTOOW.
SOOW is not in here though.
Huh?
SOOW?
Yeah, I need to double check with their certificate. Okay. There are so many. You need to work when the customer requests. You need to check with Chin. Or normally, usually you just remember this one. That's printy. And SJTW. That's printy. Okay. And three conductor, you think always go with a round jacket, right? Wrong. It can also take a SPT 1, SPT 2,
That's the
SPT 3.
that's a flat jacket, right?
That's flat jacket, but the three conductors. I just took this out as an example. See, this is three conductors,
Oh, okay. So
and this is two conductors. Okay,
okay. So
can be
they're
also.
just lined up. Right?
Yeah. And this, I need to let you know the construction of the wire. The wire inside is twisted. How many turn inside? How many turn? That's according to UL standard. Okay, you look at this. This is we long time ago we developed for iMac.
Oh, okay. Twisted. What's tinned?
Twisted.
Twisted. What does that do?
That's UL standard.
Oh.
You only know you need to have the knowledge that the inside is twisted, not flat. Okay. We're talking about EL 701, 301. See, look at it molded with such a big cable. This is a regular SJT. Let me see. This is regular SJT 18 gauge. How you see it? It's all every cable has print. So this is how you know. If customer send you a sample, say, give me a code. By looking at that printing, you will know what kind of gauge, what kind of wire they are using. They are using either SVT or SJT. How many gauge? All shown on there.
SJT.
Yes.
18 gauge.
18 gauge. What amperage?
10.
Yes.
This is 18 gauge too?
You sure?
Or is it 16? Oh, 14.
Yes.
Oh, this is the 14 one. So this is 15 amps. So these use more copper.
Yes. More expensive.
And what is that called? The stuff that's around the copper?
Inner jacket.
Inner jacket. And this is the outer jacket?
Outer jacket. Yes. So, three conductors, power cords, same thing.
There's 3.
The terminology for this one, a power cord like this, customer, oh, this is 3 conductors, forget.
And shouldn't there be 3 of those, the thing in the front too?
Ah, forget, this is a plug, don't matter.
Okay.
I just want to let you know, customer call out ROJ, remove outer jacket,
Remove outer jacket.
yes. And here, this part is called remove inner jacket,
So we sell it without the,
depending on customer wants.
uh-huh.
This is only a terminology, you need to memorize it. We use ROJ and RIJ for round jacket power cord. But when it comes to flat jacket, we call here slit.
SLT. Slit. What does that mean?
This is called slit.
Um,
Because of this, the construction of this kind of SPT wire is made by 2 conductors,
uh-huh.
one single insulation,
Uh-huh.
one PVC insulation. So if you want to do work on something, you gotta slit it,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
I thought that was pigtails.
And this one, called slit and strip. Usually customer will say, okay, slit like 5 inches,
Mm-hmm.
strip 0.25 inches, then you will know that you need to slip this 5 inches and then strip.
Mm. So
And in this case, strip and retain. Meaning customer don't want you to take this off
Mhm.
because during transportation,
Mhm.
the shipment transportation, by the time get to customer's hands, it's already flared. That's the copper
Mhm.
become a mess.
Mhm.
So people prefer like this,
Mhm.
strip and retain.
Mhm.
Okay. And also remember, when we calculating the length,
Mhm.
it's always from plug face
Okay.
to the end, not from the pin.
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions so far?
Mm. No.
Now let's go to a connector. What I'm writing on the whiteboard is very popular item.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see these a lot.
Okay, I need to explain this to you. This is EL701, this is the most popular. C13 connector. Okay? The commonly used on the back of the computer. Okay? And then EL701, it has a many different cosmetic look, such as a EL701C, 701B, and 701A. Okay, you only need to memorize for North America. You can either use EL701 or EL701A. I will talk to you tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon to go through catalog one by one.
Okay.
So you're welcome to write on the catalog
Okay.
because it's only almost different, almost the same, but it's cosmetic different. Now EL702 is our C13, but angle. So we use a customer want to have they say, okay, I want to have a C13, but left angle or right angle. We use EL702. If you right angle, we usually, okay, customer want to have right angle. We form a part number is EL702. Right angle, we use W instead. Okay. Use a EL702W, meaning right angle.
That's right.
Mhm.
What does right angle mean? Like this? Like that?
Okay. Right angle, what you want to determine, you look at the connectors. Like this. If the power cord going to this direction, this is called left angle. How you determine left or right? If the power cord comes to this is right angle. This is ground, always up. Okay.
Left.
This is left angle.
This is right.
Which one?
This one?
No.
No? Upside down.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh. 702B. Confused. It doesn't
Yeah,
say 702L.
It takes time. It takes time. Don't worry about this. It takes time for you to understand.
Okay.
Okay. And EL712, this is C5 connector. It's people call it as a Mickey Mouse connector. Look like this. So some people call it as a Mickey Mouse C5 connector. Usually you will see it on the IBM power supply for your laptop.
C5, C6 too? Is like that?
C6 is a receptacle. Okay. This one end, C5, it's like on a power cord.
Mhm.
Then your power supply has a C6, so they can match.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like in pairs.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. So the even numbers are receptors.
Hmm?
The even numbers are receptors, like C,
Yep.
C2.
C6 or C13 and C14 is receptacle.
Oh.
If you an EL701, this is C19. Okay. EL701, this C19 is like
711?
for high amperage, such as go with depending on what kind of cable customer wants. They can go as high as like a 20 amp.
Mhm.
Because if a 20 amp, customer will never use a C13. Because the C13 rated as a can for UL is 15 amp max.
Mhm. This is 20.
Yeah.
That's the EL711, right?
Yeah. You look at the whole position is different. You compare EL. This is horizontal
Mhm.
versus C13 is a vertical.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mhm.
Okay. And next one is EL705. This is interesting.
Mhm.
This is C14. C14 is a receptacle. C14 and C13 together, that is called jumper cord, such as this one. C13, C14 together, this is jumper cord.
Mhm.
Okay?
Jumper cord?
Mm-hmm. If a customer saying jumper cord, you will automatically know this. One end is C13, one end is C14.
Mhm.
Okay? Okay. Now EL706, this is tricky. This is a UL standard, not IC standard.
Mhm.
That this EL706 extension cord that we use for Christmas. Remember?
Mhm.
Okay. This is EL706.
This is for Christmas?
No. The jumper cord we use for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Plug in from the main room to the Christmas tree.
Uh-huh.
You need to have jumper cord. You need to have an
Oh.
extension cord, right?
Uh-huh.
That 706 is the other end for you to plug into a Christmas light.
Uh-huh.
If you don't know, look at the picture.
706, this one?
Yep. Page 27.
Uh-huh.
Damn it, Sheila, you used this for many times. You still don't remember?
I didn't do it. Zoe did it for me. Okay.
So remember EL706, this is North America, the standard, UL standard, not IEC though.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get confused.
Mm-hmm.
Want to take a break?
Sure.
Cindy, can you turn that off?
So what kind of connector is 706?
Huh?
Oh.
What kind of connector? That is NEMA 5-13 R. R means receptacle,
Okay.
not P though. R,
Mhm.
receptacle.
Wow, I like your skirt.
Thank you.
So pretty.
Okay.
Okay, this is important one. It's EL701C. Okay, this is C15. There's a notch under it. That's designed for high temperature use.
Mm-hmm.
It's more expensive than EL701. That's temperature, can sustain temperature up to 120 degrees.
120 degrees?
Yes, Celsius. Degree C.
So
Okay.
usually in the spec when it says like 60C,
Okay, I will explain that later.
okay.
Okay, this is also important to know. Okay. Now, talking about the water temperature. For UL, it's 75 degree, 90 degree, 105 degree. Okay, for CSA, 60 degree. Okay, so usually we use the lowest one to pour out during the description. Okay, unless customer want to have a high temperature, we use a 105 degree. You notice the UL CSA is different. Why? Because different agency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before one plug, one connector, we got to go through either UL approval and CSA.
Mm-hmm.
But lately they changed because it's getting so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
One, if you want to submit one plug for new approval,
Mm-hmm.
usually will cost Chin 8,000 US dollars.
Wow.
Okay. And then 8,000 is for UL, and what about CSA?
Oh, wow.
So right now they have a new, so they combine UL help CSA to do the like a agency approval, safety approval. So they come up with a new one called CU.
CUL,
Yeah.
I've seen that. Mhm.
Yeah. So one plug, if you go through CUL, meaning you can sell to Canada and also UL for America.
Mhm.
But some customer, they won't accept CUL.
Mhm.
They want to have UL and CSA certificate.
Mm.
Okay, they won't accept this.
Mhm.
So it's been a headache,
Mm.
but all depends on the customer. Some picky customer, they just want you to provide UL CSA.
Mhm.
That's why temperature. And also remember, UL always go by the wire gauge.
By the AWG.
Yeah, go by the wire gauge. Let's say your wire is 18 gauge. It's automatically 10 amp.
Mhm.
Okay, even if you 16 gauge. So if your cable this is EL701 C13 connector. If you go with 16 gauge, this one is rated as 13 amp.
Mhm.
If you more use wire 18 gauge, this one automatically like 10 amp.
Mhm.
Okay. You gotta go by the wire gauge. Why?
Right.
If tomorrow we get into European spec, then
Mhm.
you will know what I'm saying.
Mhm. Yeah, the gauge determines how much amps.
You know why? Because you think they are the best.
Who?
UL.
Oh.
So they think IEC is to them is not their spec.
Uh-huh.
It's unlisted. They call it as unlisted parts.
Oh.
Nothing to do with them.
Uh-huh.
But they still same thing. They got to work with the world
Mhm.
to have the connector works everywhere. IEC standard.
Mhm.
So they just don't want. Usually they will say, okay, well, my product is rated as from 10 amp to 15 amp.
Mhm.
So, but this is not their standard, so they can care less about this.
Mhm.
They just want to go by the wire because this wire spec is UL standard.
Mm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Otherwise, in Europe, this one only rated as a 10 amp. That's it. But UL think, okay, if you want it with 50, he think this is 15 amp.
Mhm. If they use a 14 gauge.
Yeah. This one is rated as 15 amp. It's really funny. And when the Chinchen manufacturing, if they use a 14 gauge, you will see here, you got to have 15 amp, 125 volt. Because this one is molded with a SVT. It looks like
SJT.
SJT 18 gauge, right?
18 gauge, yeah.
Yep. So that connector face it must show 10 amp,
10 amp.
125 volt.
That's it?
Yep.
What is the real maximum that this can take?
Of what? Maximum of what?
Ampage.
Remember, US always go by the wire.
So that's it. Just 10, huh?
Yep. Now let's say assume you have a product knowledge. Now it comes to description. How you form the part number. Okay, this is how we do it. Let's say I use our part number 3271 386 as example. Okay, usually we need to do that for description.
302. Nima. So does this mean that this cord is only approved for North America?
Yes.
EL701. So it's like this and this.
This is a very complete description.
Uh-huh.
You need to be able to do the description also from the part number.
Uh-huh.
This is how we form the part number. Look at this. 32, 32, 71. Okay. Now you need to call out what kind of Y. We use it. If SVT, we use a V. If SJT, we use a J. Okay. And you also need to call out the gauge
Hank and tie.
in 6 feet. If we don't say anything like a W, Y, it's automatically black. So we don't say it. We use if your customer say, okay, I want to have white one, we usually put W here. Otherwise, if a black, we don't do anything. This is a very standard, our standard part, stock item.
I have a question. How come the receptor, this is the
Receptacle.
receptacle is 701, this one. How come this isn't NEMA?
This is IEC standard. C13. Look at this. IEC C13.
But that's just international, it's not approved in North America, right?
No, actually this is international standard. That's UL. Got to accept it. Okay, because that is for international standard to use for so many regions.
Okay. Now I know what that means.
It's a, are we making video?
Yeah.
So 3C is the, it looks, connector, is a configuration of the connector? Is that what 3C is?
3 conductor.
Oh, 3 conductors, okay, sorry. Oh, so 3 conductors.
So from the description, you already know. When you look at the description, 5-15P, in your mind, so already know that is 3 conductor plug. And EL701C, EL701 is 3 conductors receptacle. So the whole thing you already know. This is a 3-prong plug, 3 conductors Y.
This is like our bestseller stock item.
Yeah,
Huh?
and because it comes in always hanging tight like this. This is called hanging tight.
Right.
Okay. And remember, I talked to you about pigtail. We can add value added is for the terminal. This is the older terminal. This is called flag terminal because it looks like a flag.
Mhm.
Otherwise, people call it as like a straight terminal. Or spade terminal, SPADE.
Mhm. Okay. So with the terminals, they don't use receptacles,
Hmm?
They don't use receptacle if they use terminals?
Yeah, exactly. That's a called pigtail. Instead of the pigtail is like this. Instead of doing like this, they will at terminal
Mm-hmm.
and crimp on.
Mm-hmm. What kind of machines do they use that for?
We don't know.
I won't ask
Yeah,
that
we
anymore.
we don't know
Okay.
because it's so many different customers and we don't know what kind of business they are in.
Uh-huh.
You know, maybe they are vendors, manufacturer,
Uh-huh.
vending machine manufacturer.
Oh.
Okay, they when they get our power cord, maybe they want to have terminal and then plug into the back of their inside of their machine.
Uh-huh.
So we don't know.
I see.
Yeah, we only do whatever customer asks us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, this is something you need to know. This pigtail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of customer want us to add strain relief here.
Mm.
We call it as a strain relief. What happens is when their equipment let me take a sample for you to explain. It's much easier to explain. It's like this, okay? This is called strain relief.
What is that? Is that the tool?
Yeah, this is a tool.
Um,
Why do they need to have this strain relief? Because they have a pigtail inside, they connect to this machine
mm-hmm.
and use this to hold the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it will not, because of this, the wire will not break.
Mm-hmm.
Feel it?
More strong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it says SR on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you go back home, you take out iron.
Uh-huh.
It has the tail. It has like a PVC thing that is called strain relief as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also we call this as a strain relief. Here, this section
Uh-huh.
as a strain relief.
Most of the plugs have that, right?
Yeah. And also the wire jacket. Look at this. It looks like our your vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
This is called rib jacket.
Rib, okay.
Yeah, rib jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Usually this kind of rib jacket used on the power tool or vacuum cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
vacuum cleaner, if you notice that all vacuum cleaners jacket always rib jacket.
Really?
Yes. And rib jacket for the vacuum machine, they use 17 gauge. All the vacuum cleaner use 17 gauge, rated as 12 amp. Very standard one. Tomorrow morning I'll give you a test.
Okay.
How you from description, forming description. I will write you
Okay.
part number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to learn by doing it. It's quicker this way.
Right.
But tonight you need to study though. Or tomorrow morning you want to study.
So if it's pigtailed, there's no other EL, right? There's only one EL.
Yes.
Okay.
You need to practice more. Practice and practice.
So the 18 gauge, you just take out the 8, right?
Yeah.
No one, right?
No. Because it has 18, 16, 15, right? No, 14.
So where's the list of the SVT and stuff? Oh, there's a lot of them.
So this is how we use.
18, 16,
Take out this
64.
to form part number. I will spend more time with you guys on ULCSA plug. Okay, this is very important.
So if it's SPT, it's P.
Oh, okay. SPT. That's how we use.
That's what we put in the part number?
T1 or T2.
When do I ever see that?
Because I just mentioned earlier,
Uh,
SPT1 or SPT2, we no longer have a customer to
Oh, yeah,
request that.
because I never see that one.
Yeah, because it's all like a low-end appliance. They are all moved to China.
Mm.
Before we used to say a lot of this the flat jacket.
Mhm. So mostly it's round now?
Yes,
Okay. So if it's SJT, is J.
yes. You need to learn from how to do the description first. Then
What about ST?
Huh?
ST.
ST.
You just use T?
We never have this kind of request.
Oh,
We use T as well. Or you can use ST.
okay. Mhm.
The most important is Qingchen. What Qingchen look at is description.
Mhm.
They can care less about our part number because it's our part number doesn't mean anything to
To
them.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
The description has to be right.
Yes.
So every time we have a new part from a customer, do they have to get it approved by UL?
No, because what happened is Qingchen submit all the plugs
Already, right?
already for
Okay.
approval. Now they have a list of wire for approval. It's been approved.
Mm.
So as the connectors.
Mhm.
Right now those connectors plug I'm teaching you, they are all ULCSA approved.
Mhm.
Even though those IEC connectors can be used for different countries,
Mhm.
but that's one like EL 701,
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of agency approval. If you look at 701, that logo, each logo represents one safety agency.
So there's more than
Here.
just 4 safety agencies.
Or here,
There's more than 4, there's a lot.
yeah.
But the main ones is the 4 that you listed, right? The main agencies that you listed.
No, that is Powercord market.
Oh, market.
The usage,
Uh-huh.
the usage.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So every country has their own approval.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's getting worse. Yeah,
Too complicated.
very complicated.
Okay.
I need to spend more time with you on ULCSA
Okay.
and then Europe.
Okay.
Because by the time we get to Europe, you will forget about ULCSA. And then when I get into Japan, then
Uh-huh.
you will get even more confused.
Okay, I'm glad we recorded everything. I can go back. What's SA?
What they say?
Oh, CSA, that's CSA
Mhm.
with a C. Wow.
And this is, we just we have just gone through all these plug connectors.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it. We haven't gone through everything yet.
I know.
So I need to go through with you one by one
Okay,
from the catalog.
okay.
Yeah. So if you cannot memorize it, please write down on the catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Easier for you. When you take looking at your catalog, you know exactly what I just told you.
Fat Albert.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I always think that is the best way.
So the EL is just CC's part number. I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Uh-huh. So you just memorize everything. Don't worry about this. It's just EL 701, EL 302. That's CC part number anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And also each country has its own plugs and connectors.
Each country has their own.
Plug.
Uh-huh.
Like say you remember, do you know about UK plug? So big.
Mm-hmm.
In UK they only use that one.
Oh. Are any countries the same?
Different plug.
I think the Philippines uses the same as US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this home. I hope Quincy can find out how to give me a copy. I could watch it
What you wear?
home.
Hey neighbors, we live very close. You can always come to ask.
Okay.
Okay? Any questions?
Not yet.
look at this. This is ours. EL401A on Dremel, Bosch Power Tool. This is ours. Look at the plug width.
It's RVPT?
Yeah. Remember EL401?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So if I go home right now, will I find some ching ching
It
stuff?
depends. This is such a huge market. Yeah. It depends.
Okay.
Okay, Sandy, can you turn it off? Thank you.
Okay, record. That's it.
I forgot to mention about the wire color code. We're talking about color codes inside the three conductors color code. Okay. Usually if customer doesn't specify, he needs to have an international color code. We automatically use a North American color code, which is black, white, and green.
And this is for the inner jackets, right?
Inside the conductor, three conductors, inner jacket. And if the customer specify they want to have AEC color code, it's still acceptable from UL.
Okay.
Okay. So their international color code is brown, or mine, blue, negative, ground is green, yellow.
Green or yellow?
No, green and yellow stripes. And also I forgot to mention about, there's another wire called shielded. Usually shielded wire is on SVT wire. Let me explain this to you. Shielded wire is in between outer jacket and inner jacket. In between, there is an aluminum foil. Okay? Wrap around the inner jacket.
Aluminum foil.
Yes. Wrap around the inner jacket. Before they extrude this outer jacket. Okay?
Okay.
The purpose of it is to reduce the noise.
Oh.
Usually it's like for testing equipment, okay. But this shielded wire is expensive. So right now the demand is almost nothing. Maybe it's like one customer out of 200 customers will buy it once a year.
So it's, the code for that is SVT?
SD.
You put STVT.
But no, shielded wire only apply to SVT.
Oh.
Nobody's using shielded wires with SJT wire because it's too expensive. Okay.
So the code for us is SP, right?
SD.
SD. So all the cords have a color code, use the color code?
If customer doesn't specify, usually the North American Powercord's color code is this: black, white, green. When you cut it open, you usually see black, white, green. This line, neutral, ground.
Is there a code for the part number for that?
What code?
Like for the part number, like if.
No, this doesn't affect anything.
Okay.
But if you see, if international color code, this is, you need to put down IEC color code. This is I
Oh,
at the
that's
end.
what it is?
Yes. And then you don't need to do it like an insulated wire.
Uh-huh.
That's wrong.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what I is.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And you don't need to put down hot temperature
Okay.
because it shows 105 degrees. It's automatically high
Uh-huh.
temperature.
Okay.
So there's a H here.
Mhm.
And then touch P. Usually some customer they want to have, for example, corset like this,
Mhm.
and they want to put into a poly bag.
Mm.
So
That's
that's
what
what-
the P is.
Yeah, what P is.
What do we put in the description for that?
Touch P.
No, in the description.
I wrote it down, everything.
With a poly, hanging tie with a poly bag.
Yeah,
This one also.
yeah.
Okay. And shield.
Shoot it, that's all.
Okay.
In the factory will know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the second page.
The W means right angle.
Yes. If you take a look, you will not.
Mm-hmm. I thought it meant white.
No.
Oh, it
This
doesn't.
is the only code. You got to see all yours. Yesterday, you wrote it down. $702.
W is the right angle.
Yes.
Mm. Okay. 72W. Okay.
Okay. And what do you mean there's not EL701D in the catalog? $601D. There is. Page 17. Oh yeah, you were right. Here is Shinchens. This is 601,
Uh-huh.
ground line neutral.
Uh-huh.
Some customer want to have different position
Uh-huh.
on the ground pin. So they can either do it, plug it like this, or plug it like this, different position, or they want to have 45-degree angle
Mhm.
up to plug in.
Mhm.
So Shinchen has this, all this.
Mhm.
Again, because of the application for each plug is so expensive, about $8,000 for ULC CUL.
Mhm.
So they use only EL601.
Mhm.
And then because it's the same construction, only when they are doing it, when they are molding, they change the pin position.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
you can keep this one.
Okay.
What else?
So, 601D, is it really NEMA?
Yes, it is NEMA.
Or only
Why
the
that's
601?
15P? Because this is 3 conductors.
Mhm.
It's very simple. 3 conductors, regular plug is NEMA 5, automatically fall into NEMA 5-15P.
3 conductors?
Yeah, 2 conductors plug, only NEMA 1-15P.
2 conductors is 1-15P.
Yes.
Okay.
You gotta memorize that.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is IEC color code as well. Okay, this AL maybe customer want to have a label on their each power cord. For example, maybe something like this. Okay, or maybe they want to stick on here. Okay, so that's why we have a dash L. L means label.
So if it's PL, it's poly bag and label?
Yes.
Okay. This right here with terminals, how do I know it's times 3? 3 conductors?
No, it's all up to customers. Right now you are practicing. I ask you to do at 3 because it's the spec will come from customer. They will let you know. Maybe they want to have a different strip length, and maybe for 3 conductors, while they want to only add 2 terminals. So this is very a lot of scenarios.
So this 3 means on all 3?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it.
Yeah, talking about this terminal, nowadays we are not encountering too many of these requirements.
Hey, I did pretty good. I'll get my wire.
There's a possibility customer want you to add terminal, and then this section, this ROJ, maybe is 2 inches times 2, meaning this line and neutral are the same length, and this ground ground, maybe they only want to have 1 inch, and at ring terminal. Remember this, very important is ring terminal always go to ground. Okay,
What's a ring terminal?
ring terminal
The one that looks like round?
here.
Okay. Those always go on ground.
Yes.
Okay.
If you see customers draw it, they say, okay, I want to have straight terminal, go to ground. You better ask him one more time. Ask him, are you sure you want to have a spare terminal on the ground? Usually in our industry, ground is always ring terminal. Okay? This is something you ought to know.
So the straight is this one, right? Straight terminal?
No, that's ring.
This?
Oh, yeah, this is straight.
Straight terminal.
Also, some people call it as spade.
Spade?
S-P-A-D-E.
Yeah?
Looks like a spade.
I guess.
Or maybe people would like to have like this kind of, this flat terminal. All this terminal is called straight terminal with insulation. If not insulation, you won't see this plastic. You only see aluminum inside. Okay. This is all sample only show you the insulated terminal.
What does that ROJ mean?
Remove outer jacket.
Remove ROJ.
You already wrote it down.
Okay.
You duplicate your work.
ROJ.
Now I'm going to go over the catalog with you one by one.
Okay.
You're welcome to write it down on your catalog.
Okay.
Page 9. Look for EL301, the bottom one. This is, as you know, this is NEMA 5-15P plug. It's designed for like a large gauge of wire, like a 12 gauge. And next page. Yeah, we can skip. We talk about 302 a lot. We skip that. And hospital grade 304. We all know that. 305 is for with a cold grip. Okay, this is designed for vacuum cleaners or whoever want to use a cold grip. Okay. And then EL306, we all know that is fuse plug, is patented. Almost zero customer buying this part, except Larry. Okay. And then EL308, that's 5-20P, is 20 amp. Okay. EL309, 6-15P is 15 amp. For 250 volt. Okay. EL310, again, is 6-20P, is 20 amp. For 250 volt. Because why you see the pins, they are all different. Different pins, position, right? Different from EL302. You know why? Because EL309 and 310, they are rated as 250 volt. So if you use this 309 and 310, you won't be able to plug into wall outlet because our wall outlet is 125 volt. Okay, so it's different configuration.
So are these made for Asia?
No, we are still in North America.
Oh.
They are all North America. Okay, next one, EL311, this locking type. Okay, usually this locking type is like for special requirement, like as a server. Or whatever the engineer design in for their equipment. You know why they want to use locking type plug, right?
Yeah. So they
Okay.
won't, if they trip over it, it won't just
Yes.
come out because it's
Mhm.
very important.
Yeah. And then EL311, that is only rated as a 125 volt. Okay. And 6-20P rated as 250 volts, so there's still two different.
20 amp.
And I'm going to skip from EL313 to to 3172, 318, 319, and 321 because they are all these Qinchen developed for their special customers. Okay, but if you encounter this kind of requirement, such as you go by the NEMA, if customer want to have NEMA L6-15P, then you can request for quote from Qinchen. Okay, that is, we have been through all three conductors plug. Now turn to page 14. This is all North America two conductors plug. Okay, if you look at the strain relief of this plug,
Which one?
EL401A, that is designed with a round jacket, to mold it with round jacket. Look at the strain relief is round. And then you look at the table next to the picture. Type cable, SVT, SJT, SJT, SJOW, that is all round jacket. And EL404, this is for two conductors of plug for vacuum cleaner. Okay. Now EL410 is a combination NEMA 1-15P and 1-15R. This is what we call piggyback. I remember I asked Qinchen to do it because long time ago I was working on AT&T's Project Angel. I don't know, I think they are doing this for their like a set-top box, and for some reason didn't take off. Okay. And EL413, same thing.
It's also piggyback?
No, it's not a piggyback, but this angle, that's called 90-degree angle plug. So if customers say, I want to have a NEMA 1-15P plug, angle plug, it is this one. The purpose of this one is to save space. Okay.
So it's not like sticking out straight ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if you look at your, let's say, for example, you look at your small toaster oven or coffee maker, because it also usually stand like against the wall. So if you have this 90-degree plug, you can save some space.
Right.
Yeah, this is the whole purpose.
I like those.
Yeah.
Do we sell a lot of these?
No, because we are not in consumer electronics business anymore.
Right.
But this is something you got to know.
Okay.
So be professional. You got to know everything. So be professional.
Okay.
Yeah. EL451A. This is a small plug designed with a flat jacket. Okay. And EL451C,
Fat Albert.
Fat Albert. Yep. Designed for coffee machine or for Christmas light. As you can see, cable type is XT and XTW. And EL451T is the same as the EL451A. But if you look at this here, if you look at here,
It's wider.
wider, bigger, it's safety issue. Because if a young kid, they try to plug it in, their finger won't touch the blade. And again, 451D, this is also designed for flat jacket. And EL452, this is another one, but with core grip, and designed for flat jacket wire. Because if you see this core grip, it's go with a flat jacket.
This for vacuum cleaners too?
No, for some other application, because EL404, that is two conductors here. That's for vacuum cleaner, because vacuum cleaner course usually it's round jacket. And this one very obvious, because this is EL452
Oh, yeah.
with a core grip, but this core grip is designed to go with flat jacket wire. So it's narrow. Okay. Next page, page 16. EL458. This is two conductors fuse plug. Okay. We never saw one. So you know that's good enough. Okay. Okay. EL459. This is same as it's NEMA 1-15P plug, but inside is with a EMI filter. EMI filter inside is like a coil, like a copper coil inside. If I remember correctly, I believe this one is to reduce noise as well, or statics. To filter out the statics. Okay, and then we will skip 601 because we already discussed this already. You have a drawing there. Make a copy if Cindy wants one.
Can you talk about it again?
It's different position, different ground position. That's all. If you look at drum pin,
Okay.
remember I just told you people want to side entry when they want to plug in. They want to go 90 degree or 180 degree or 45 degree or coming up because the ground always at the bottom.
Different position for ground.
Yeah.
Pin.
This one is very tricky. Sometimes customers drawing come over. It's going to take you a while to figure out which one is which. Okay. So usually we determine by the ground pin. Okay, EL608. This is a design for gauge 14 to 12 gauge. It's bigger wire.
14 to 12 gauge.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the section millimeter square. 14 to 12 gauge. It's a 20 amp plug. And 6-15P, that is for from 16 gauge to 14 gauge. Okay,
Mm.
it's rated as 250 volt. So this means even though they look alike, 601 and 608, 608, 609 look alike, but different purpose. For larger cable, to model with larger cable. So all depends on customers' requirement. It's like we have a menu there for customer coming to pick. Like you walk into a restaurant. Next page, page 18. This EL610 is NEMA 6-20P. Again, this is rated as 250 volt and designed for larger cable, 14 to 12 gauge, meaning from 15 amp to 20 amp.
These are 3 conductors.
No, we finished all the plugs. Now let's move to a connector. Page 23.
What about all these?
Huh?
What about all these 405, 406?
Where?
Page 19?
We have done that.
Did we?
405? Oh no, that's for Japan.
Okay.
Nothing to do with North America.
Okay. 23.
23.
Okay.
Don't need to mention about EL701, right?
I see it a lot.
Yeah. This one is the most popular one, and EL701A. What's the difference between EL701 and EL701A? Cosmetic look different. Okay. Their shape is different. This is up to the you know. This kind of IC connector. Something like this, right? And then this is strain relief. And then wire, right? This IEC stand. IEC stand. This is called we call body. But IEC only control here, this dimension. They don't care about your body shape. They don't control that. They only control this end. Only control this end. To make sure the receptacle and this one were made the right size. They don't care about this. Each manufacturer has different shape. Okay? Remember this. Only control this end. All the IEC standard one always control this to here. Don't care. Control to here. They don't care about the body. Okay? You can have a long body. That's fine. You can have as short as possible, that's fine. But you got to make sure you have enough body to mold this strain relief together. Okay? Remember, they only control this front part. Only this part. Okay? This is body. EL7, next page, 24. EL701B, EL701C. EL701B does not have ULCSA approval, so we are going to skip this.
No UL.
Mhm.
How come?
Because we use this part number 701B to apply for Sweden and Brazil, Japan, Argentina. Okay, this part doesn't belong to North America. Okay, EL701C, yes, this is C15. That we have UL approval. We are going to skip EL701D because of this. We use this part number to apply for Chinese CCC approval.
So
That's
this-
for China.
So this has no ULCSA approval too?
No, that's for China. You don't need to write it down because if you look at the logo, you automatically know CCC is for China. And I'm going to skip next plug EL701H. This is Qingchen special design for one of its customers from Hong Kong. That's for generator. I tried to grab their business, but Qingchen wouldn't let me touch it. EL701G doesn't belong to North America. It's for Europe. Okay, next one, EL702. EL702, left angle, right angle. Better write it down on there. W,
Right angle,
yes,
is it?
yeah.
Or left angle?
No, you need to write it down to remind yourself. Right angle is W, 702W. 702L is left angle.
W. 702L is left angle, right?
L means left.
But in this picture right here, is that left angle?
Yes.
Left angle, right?
Mhm.
Because of the way the
Mhm.
thing is positioned.
I don't know what happened. Qingchen, how come doesn't have a ULCSA logo on here? (702B), I do know they do have UL. Yeah, I see it. 702B. It's a cosmetic difference. Shorter strain relief. Shorter body. Shorter body means they use a less PVC. Less PVC meaning the cost will be lower, so they can compete. But if you use a EL702, there's too much PVC. As you compare here, you will see what I'm saying. It's more or less like this one, but it's coming out from here. It's a longer strain relief. So the PVC is going to be more because of strain relief.
Less PVC, shorter body,
Okay, next one is EL702C. This is the C15 version of the left angle and right angle.
Left.
Okay. do have this as well. So you need to memorize that's what we have, and then study it and then keep it in your mind. So otherwise you have problem of talking to the customer on the phone if you don't have the picture in your mind. That's why it's so important that you have enough product knowledge. Because I remember first time, sometimes I talk to customer when I start working on here. I just have no idea what they're talking about. I got to have catalog with me all the time. Okay. So you got to memorize everything.
Yep. It's like a whole different language.
Yeah. Because as a customer, when they are talking to you on the phone, right now they don't call you on the phone. They always want to send you email, which is going to be easy for you. You have time to go through and then you ask around. Okay. But you still need to have this kind of knowledge. Okay. Page 26. This is EL7003. It's only for Europe. This is C7, but this is this part number only for for Europe. And next one EL703A
China only.
is for China only. So nothing to do. These two nothing to do with these two part number nothing to do with the ULCSA. I'm going to skip 704 because this is for Japan. And okay, next one EL705. That is C5. What?
C14.
Yeah, C14. Yes. Some customer don't know how to describe this. They don't even have the knowledge about the C14 or C13. They will tell you a connector with shrouded head, and then you should know.
Okay. Shrouded head. Oh man, I smeared it.
Okay, next page, EL745A. That's for China. I'm going to skip it. Okay, next one, EL706. What do you mean there's no EL706 on the catalog?
I said that?
Yeah.
Where? No, it just didn't say NEMA. NEMA 515R.
That's why I put down there. I want you to be aware that you won't get confused. This one is not IEC standard. It's NEMA 5-15R.
But usually it says it on the catalog.
Sometimes Chin's catalog is not right. The information is not right. Okay.
Okay. It's 515R, right?
Mm-hmm.
R is for receptacle.
Yes.
Okay.
Next one, EL707, extension cord, receptacle. We never get this kind of business. Okay. This is totally
It's an
different.
extension cord, right?
Yeah. It's totally different ball game for this kind of business. Okay, turn to page 28. We are going to look at EL709. This is a special design for like water heater. I think only Chin can sell it in China.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, as I say, it's all these like small appliance manufacturers already moved to China. It's cheaper. We never sell this kind of things. EL710. There's two conductors. One touch IEC. This is C17. two conductors. We hardly sell this one. Almost zero. Okay, next one, EL711 C19. This is very popular. Next page 29. This EL7
Mickey Mouse.
712 is Mickey Mouse C5. This is popular as well. Because this is C5, C7,
Mhm.
they all can be molded with round jacket. C7 cannot do that, but C5 can be molded with round jacket and flat jacket.
So C5 can be molded with round and flat?
Yeah, if you look at that chart table, you will see SPD1, SPD2, SVT, SJT.
Mhm.
That is round jacket and flat jacket.
Mm.
Okay. And next one, EL713. This is the C7 version of the EL713C, but it's polarized.
713?
Yes. So when you are doing the power cord, let's say this plug is polarized. Your C7 should be polarized as well. Okay, should be EL713. For this is only applied to two conductors. Okay. Plug polarized, connector got to be polarized. You cannot have a polarized connector and don't have polarized plug. You cannot do. That's a bad combination.
Mhm.
And next one, EL13A, is a non-polarized C7 of EL713.
How come 713 doesn't have IEC standard listed?
Ask Chin Chin.
They forgot to put it?
Yeah. That's C7.
Yeah, I should write it, huh?
Yeah. So polarized is one end is square.
So it's C7. And this is non-polarized, the A. Right?
A is non-polarized. So that means if you polarize A, P here, you got to use this one. Okay. If this is only you got to use E, L, C. Got it? Non-polarized, non-polarized, polarized, polarized. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And EL713B, that is designed for special for one customer. to make this shape.
Which customer?
Don't remember. But remember correctly, maybe it's Motorola. Same C13 anyway. Next one, EL713C, UL, CSA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you move to, let's move to page 32. The EL724, the last one, the bottom one. This is C20. Can be molded with a EL711 C19 as a jumper code.
Is this a shrouded head too?
Yeah.
Can be molded with what?
It's EL711, which is C19 connector.
Oh. EL711,
Mm-hmm.
which is C19.
19. This one is C20.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this another important thing. When UL will not allow you to have a both end like this.
Right.
Okay, this means plug.
Mm-hmm.
They won't allow you to have two plug on each end. It's going to cost fire.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have one end is like this. We treat it as a plug.
Mm-hmm.
Treated this one as a receptacle,
Mm-hmm.
and this is good.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, EL711 and EL724,
Mm-hmm.
that is a good combination.
Because it's 19, C19 and C20, right?
Yeah. C20 is we treat it as a plug. C19 as a connector.
Mm-hmm.
This is important, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then next page, EL725. We never sold one of this. It also it look ugly.
Looks cool.
It's the left angle and right angle of C14. Okay, next one I'm going to jump to EL731. We cannot sell this. This is C19, but we cannot sell this. This is Sun's property
Why?
because Sun pay for everything. Safety certificate and tooling. So you write down, no matter who is going to buy this, we cannot sell to them without Sun's permission. Okay?
Huh. Is it patented?
No, it's just their property.
Hmm.
We cannot sell to the other customers.
Why did we do it in the first place?
No, because Sun pay for everything.
Uh-huh.
So that is their property. We cannot sell to anyone. This is EL733. I don't know why Chin did this. It's maybe for some other customer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a C7 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We never sold this one. Okay. Last page. Page 32, 34. EL735. This is spatial angle connector. Sun's property. We cannot sell this one to anyone.
Why don't we just sell it all to Sun?
We did,
We did?
yeah.
Oh, so this is forever gonna be their property every time?
Yeah, because they pay everything,
Oh, the certificate.
everything. Okay, we cannot say this.
What did you say? Special angle plug?
Yeah.
So why don't we just?
If you, I don't know if you see the back of the server, like a big server machine.
Mhm.
They, if open the door, inside on the back of the machine, they have two giant power strips.
Mhm.
So they require maybe 22 pieces of this power cord
Mhm.
to plug in and then to plug into their equipment.
Mhm.
22 for each equipment.
Mhm.
We used to sell a lot to them. And I will ignore EL736 and EL737. It is only for reference only. Because we never have an inquiry such as crazy things. I don't even know what that is. Why they come up with that. Okay? And next page, page 35, wire type information. It listed all Chin-Chen's wire, what gauge, all the information are here. That's only for your reference. North America wire type.
Mm.
You can see voltage rating, 300.
Mhm.
That's the maximum
Mm.
rating.
But that's different from the UL, right?
This is UL.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. I can give you another example. Why this is 300 volt max. All UL's plug. We are talking about 3 conductors. They go from, I'm talking about overall. They are all rated from 10 amp to 20 amp. Okay. Some of them is 125 volt. Some of them rated as 250 volt. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's why this wire is rated as maximum 300 volts. To go with all the cable UL approved plugs. So you don't need to, let's say, customer want to use this, you can use the same thing, SJT, doesn't matter. Customer want to have 250 volt plug, you still can use SJT, the same wire.
Mhm.
So you don't need to have too many wires, you switch around.
Mhm.
That is you are trying to standardize their wire spec.
Okay.
Okay, turn to page 36. It's SVT, SPT, and NISPT wire. Okay? Sheila,
Mhm.
SPT wire and NISPT, what's the difference?
Hold on. Did you teach us this already?
I can write
Yeah.
that.
I don't know this. They're oval.
Which one is oval?
NISBT is oval.
Yes,
Usually for radios and TVs.
yes.
And the SPT ones are flat.
Mm-hmm. That's right. SPT series are flat. And another one is HPN.
Mm-hmm.
HPN Chin cannot do it.
Oh,
But that's rubber jacket. Chin you got to outsource.
How come CC can't do it?
No, they are only specialized in PVC. Because if you want to extrude rubber jacket wire, you will have to buy all the new equipment, different setup.
So the SPT and SVT,
They're all PVC.
they're all PVC.
Mm-hmm.
And SVT is what's SVT again?
What?
Is it flat or oval or what?
Round.
SVT is round?
SVT and SJT are round jacket.
What about ST?
Where is it? ST.
35?
ST. Round jacket.
ST is round?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's turn to page 40. Look at the bottom part.
Mm-hmm.
Standard and approval agencies.
Mm-hmm.
That's some. This logo you need to know every logo. Because each logo represents one country's safety approval. Okay. Need to memorize this. Okay, page 41. This is a very good configuration chart. The first, the top one, that is NEMA configuration, which is the older plug configuration to be used in North America. Okay, and the middle part, IC 302, that is talking about the connector configurations.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bottom part is the domestic and international plug configurations, meaning they want to show you, okay, North America plug, what is North America plug look alike. Okay, and what about Europe? 2 conductors, 3 conductors. Okay, and Switzerland, Denmark, Italy, Belgium, British, all different. So if you don't know, you refer to this chart. Then you get a better idea. Okay. Sandy, do you know this? This is for IC configuration. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at C13.
Okay.
C13 on the left hand side, that number,
Yeah. This
always female. On the C14, on the right hand side, that number, always male.
one. Oh.
So the even one is the plug,
What is the even one?
the male.
The male is connector.
Oh. Okay.
Male, this is called male connector.
Oh, that's the male?
Yeah,
Where's the female?
C14.
Oh. So these are just just connectors.
Male is with a pin. That's
It
called
looks
male.
like a plug though.
Exactly. That's why I just mentioned to you. This is a plug because of
Okay.
the pin.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the next page, page 42, grocery. You need to go through this.
Mhm.
You need to understand this.
Mhm.
Okay. We even have RJIJ here. And what you don't need to do is like a in the middle
Mhm.
SCO, SCOW, SJ,
Mhm.
SJE. You just go through it, and then you don't need to remember that.
Why?
You only
don't-
remember SJT, SJO, whatever SJ. You don't need to remember this design for something like a junior heart service. Rubber. You don't need to do that. This is only for your reference. If you don't know what that means, then that is the time you come back to look at this.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, that's about it.
Okay. I have a question about the
Okay.
configuration.
Mm-hmm.
So the C1 is the male or female?
C1 is female.
Female.
So the odd ones are female, right?
No.
No?
Left-hand side.
Qingchen doesn't have C1, C2, C3, C4.
Okay.
They start from C5.
Oh.
Okay. On the left hand side, C3 always left hand side, that's female.
Mhm.
C4 that means male.
For all of these, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So the odd ones is female. Odd number.
What do you mean by odd number? Like a C11 or C13?
5, 7, 9, 11, 13.
Uh-huh. What?
It's odd number.
That is female.
Yeah. Okay. Odd number.
Look at this. This is a very good example for you.
Uh-huh.
This is C13.
Uh-huh.
This is
14.
C14.
Right.
Yes.
So they always go together. Right.
Not necessarily go together.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's for you, it's a terminology
Mhm.
that all people calls out what they want. If they want to have C13, you automatically knows this is the C13.
Mhm.
If they want to have C14, you automatically know in your mind that is a male,
Male.
C14.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's a pair set, right?
No, this is called jumper core. Jumper core always come with one end is this and one end
Oh,
is.
okay.
One
Jumper,
plug, one connector.
no, one C13, one C14. That's called jumper core.
Mm.
A power core,
Jumbo.
I've been wanting to do this.
only this is called jumper core. Okay, the other power core is just a power core. Okay, a power core is a one plug with a cable.
Mhm.
a plug with a cable with a connector called Powercord set.
Mhm.
Okay. This is only what we call, everybody call it jumper cord. A jumper cord you automatically know is C13 one end, C14 the other end. That's called jumper cord.
Mm. 13 and 14 only?
Yeah. No, not only.
Okay.
C19, C20 as well.
Mm. What's the purpose of that? Just to extend it? Make
Yes.
it longer?
It's inside of equipment I just mentioned to you.
Uh-huh.
From power strip inside of server, power strip to connect one end, connect to
Uh-huh.
their equipment.
Uh-huh.
Because the server inside has a lot of layer of the equipment.
Right.
So from power strip, you plug inside one end, and the
Mhm.
other end go to all the equipment.
Mm.
That's called jumper cable.
Okay. Okay.
So that's about it. All of North America power course, product knowledge.
Okay.
Now you need to start practicing.
Uh-huh.
Not only description,
Uh-huh.
also from description, try to create part number.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Maybe next time you can do that.
I need to print out.
Yeah.
I just print out a few pages, and then for you to, I will cover up the part number. And then by looking at the spec drawing, no, not spec drawing. Looking at the description, you need to be able to create part number.
Have you checked all of these?
Yeah.
So how do you know the voltage? Is it dependent on the gauge? Or just every cord is different?
Every course is different. But North America,
Mm-hmm.
our region,
Mm-hmm.
we use 125 volt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Europe use 250 volt.
Oh.
Okay. So automatically, if customer doesn't request you to call them 250 volt quote,
Mm-hmm.
you automatically is 125 volt.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's our region is using 125 volt.
Okay. Okay, I gotta study.
Yeah, this is amperage, voltage,
Mm-hmm.
temperature, rating, gauge. Or you need to memorize it.
Mm-hmm.
And the plug shape,
Mm-hmm.
what part numbers, EL302 looks like what?
Mm-hmm.
EL455A looks like what? Or EL453
Mm-hmm.
looks like what?
Mm-hmm. So tomorrow another test?
Yeah, but very obvious you're not ready yet.
For what?
Huh?
For what?
For the test.
I did good on the part numbers, didn't I?
Description.
Yeah, the description.
Tomorrow I intend to get into, if you don't study faster, I intend to get into Europeans.
Okay.
After that, tomorrow your head will start spinning. Because it's totally different.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I need to check something.
Okay. Can you turn that off?
Erase the part where he
No, I
said
hate to be a movie star.